I've been asked by a few people to give a lesson on this little tune that I sometimes play in my videos. I'm going to play that tune now, and then I'm going to show you just how I play it. Now for that little song, I have my guitar tuned to an open G. That's G, D, G. But you can play this song in any open tuning where you have a root on the bottom and a root on the top. G, G. I brought the camera a little closer so you could see the fretboard of my fingers a little easier. And this tune starts off, I'll play it one time a little closer so you can kind of see it. I'll do it a little slower. Now what you do first in this tune right here is I'm hitting the low G string first. And then I'm hitting the 7th fret on the high G, the last string. So it goes like this. That's how it starts off, first two notes. And then on the last string, I go from the 7th fret to the 4th fret, then to the 2nd fret. What I'm doing with my pick hand, I'm hitting the low string first between each of the other notes, like this. That real thumpy sound, I'm also taking my hand right here, my palm, and I'm muting it onto my bridge so it's kind of mutes the strings, so it's more like this. But I'll use my index finger on the 4th fret and my pinky on the 7th fret, but you can use your ring finger also. That's the first little part of the tune. Well, now when you get down to this note here, the 2nd fret on the last string, this part, right there it does one of these. So I'm going from the 2nd fret to the 4th fret and then doing a pull off. Pulling off. So all together, slowly it goes. Then after you do that part, you go to the 2nd string, and you're doing a hammer on onto your 2nd fret, 2nd string. And then you're hitting the last string one more time. So all together it sounds like this. Then picking up from right there, right here, then you're going to hit your low string one more time. basically hit the low string between every note. Kind of gives like almost like a bass line. Now there comes a little chord progression where you take your middle finger and it's on the 3rd fret middle string. Your index finger is on the 2nd fret last string. Just like this. And you're playing the bottom string just open. Then you're taking the next note is you take your index finger off this note here and then put it on the 2nd string here, 2nd fret, and remove this finger and then open. Then there's a little kick note on the bottom string, 3rd fret, and you just go. So it goes, the whole thing slow. Something else that sounds good during this chord progression here, if you can do those notes, arpeggio. I know what some of you are thinking. What the hell is that? Arpeggio is when you're playing the notes individually. I'll show you that close up. Now when I play that part, arpeggio, I'm going from the top string down to the bottom, and then doing it again. Hi, this is Michael from Southern Fire Guitars, and today I'm going to show you how to play a really awesome little tune that sounds like it comes right out of the Florida swamp. My guitar is tuned to an open E, but this will work in any open tuning. I'm tuned to E, B, E. Now the song starts off by just hitting the low E string and then hitting the high E string. Then on the middle string, you're going to do a hammer-on. So you're going to hit the middle string and then hammer on the 3rd fret to get this. And then you're going to hit the last string open again. So you got this so far. Next, you're going to hit the middle string open one more time, and then you're going to go to the 3rd fret middle string, and once you push on this note here, you're going to do a pull off, which is just pull your finger to the side and release the string till it goes back to the open sound. Then you're going to hit the low string, 3rd fret. And I like to bend that just a little bit, gives it a good sound. And then back to open on the bottom string. So all together slowly you have this. Now the slide part that I'm doing in the song is after you do this rhythm one or two times, however long you want to do it. I hit the open strings and then slide up from about 3rd fret to the 5th fret. And give a little vibrato there. Then after 4 or 8 measures of that, once it goes up to the 5th fret, I go down to the 3rd fret, then to the 7th, then to the 5th, the 3rd, and then the 2nd. It'll go like this. I hope you have fun playing with that new tune. That is a cool sounding tune right there. I'm going to show you how to play it on this 3-string cigar box guitar. It's tuned to an open G, G, D, G. I'm going to play it real slow right here so you can kind of see what I'm doing. What I'm doing first is I'm going from the bottom string, Now this will be played open from the bottom string to the top string to the middle string. Then I'm taking my index finger and doing a hammer-on, which is hammering down on the second string, 3rd fret, like this. I'm doing a hammer-on here, and then hitting the top string open, like this. And after I do that, I'm just going down to the second string again, open, and then the bottom string open. So it'll go like this all together. Then it'll go to the top string, 3rd fret, right here. I'll put my finger on the 3rd fret, last string, and then hitting the other 2 strings open as I come back down. And then I'm hitting the last string open one more time. So I'll do it slow for you. So the first part is this. And the next part goes like this. Then you take your index finger on the low string, 3rd fret, then the high string open, middle string open, and then hit the low string again, and then go to the 5th fret, bottom string. 2nd and 3rd strings are open. So the whole thing goes like this. Then a little change, you could do a bar chord on your 3rd fret, 5th fret. Well, you got a lot going on down here with this hand and a lot of picking going on with this hand. But if you do it slow for a while until you kind of get the hang of it, and then you speed it up as you go, it will start to sound pretty good. And then you could use your palm here and mute the strings back here a little bit, give it a little more thumpier sound. In this video, I'm going to show you how to play Amazing Grace using a slide on your guitar. Your 3-string cigar box guitar, that is. Now let's get to using that slide. Amazing Grace, and that's a beautiful song, and I'm going to show you how I play it on this 3-string cigar box guitar. Now I am tuned to an open G, which is G, D, G. I'm going to run through it one time first using my fingers and not the slide, just to show you how it goes, and then we'll do the slide. Now the first 3 notes of the song, I'm using my fingers, by the way, and I place my thumb on the low G string, my index finger on the middle D string, and my middle finger on the high G string. Now what you do first is you hit these 2 strings open, 2nd and 3rd string, and then I take both G strings and hit them together. So it'll go sound like this. So those are the first few notes. Then while that's ringing out, I take my ring finger on the 4th fret and I'm doing a pull off here from the 4th fret to the 2nd fret, and then to the open string on the top string. So what we got so far is this. Then it goes back to the 2nd fret, 1st string. Then you're going to hit the 5th fret. You're going to bar that chord right there. And then you're going to hit all strings here. You're on the 2nd string, 2nd fret. So what we got so far is this. And it starts over. Up to this D here. So this is what we got so far. does here, I put my finger on the last string, 2nd fret, and I slide up from the 2nd fret to the 4th fret, and then hit this note. So it goes like this. Okay, now let's try it with your slide. Now when you're using your slide, you're just barely touching the string. The slide is just riding over the top, and you're fretting the note right over the fret itself, not in the middle, but right over the fret. And it starts off again like this, and then I'm going to hit here, right on the fret, and I'm kind of going to do a pull off there with my slide. And because I'm using just the last string, I'm just using the tip of the front of the slide right there. So I'm just hitting the last string and not the other two at all. So it goes like this again. And when I'm doing that part there, this part, I'm plucking the low string and the high string at the same time. Then when I'm hitting this note here, I'm plucking all 3 strings. And I'm plucking all 3 strings here as well. And then here's the next part. This note here, I'm plucking all 3 strings. Then it slides up on the last string from the 2nd to the 4th, then to the 5th, then to the 7th, like this. Show you that one again. From the 2nd to the 4th, to the 5th, and the 7th. But this one here, this first one is like one note, and it just slides up. Hi, this is Michael from Southern Fire Guitars, and in this video I'm going to show you an easy way to play the blues on your 3-string cigar box guitar using a slide. This little blues riff is going to be on a 1-4-5 chord progression. What does that mean? I'll explain. Now this video will be complete with visual aids. Now this is the open G major scale. You can Google this, open G major scale, bring up these little charts and you can print these out. This is your 3 strings going this way from the open position all the way to the 12th fret. These are your strings and these are your frets. Now I'm going to lay this little chart here on the table here next to my 3-string cigar box guitar, which is also tuned to an, yes, you guessed it, open G. These are the open tunings for each string, G, D, G. Now these little dots here are basically your scale for each string. It is your do, re, mi scale. Now I mentioned earlier that this blues tune would be in a 1-4-5 blues progression. Now what does that mean? Well, according to the notes here, the 1 chord would be the open chord, because that's in the key of G. That is the first note, so that's the first chord would be a G. The 4th note, 1, 2, 3, 4, is a C. It's on the 5th fret. That will be your 4 chord. The 5th note in the song will be on the 7th fret, because it's the 5th note in the scale of G. So that would be your 7th fret. So the 1, 4, 5 progression would be open, 5th fret, if you're barring all 3 of these, the 5th fret and the 7th fret. 1, 4, 5. This will be a basic blues tune in a 1, 4, 5 progression. This is my 3-string cigar box guitar. It is tuned to an open G. G, D, G. I'm going to be going through this Vox Mini 5 rhythm amp here on a clean channel with a little bit of reverb, and I will be using this cordless guitar receiver here. Now this blues tune will be the 12-bar blues, and you remember it's going to be a 1, 4, 5 chord progression. So 1 would be open, the 4 chord is the 5th fret, the 5 chord is the 7th fret. And it's a 12-bar blues, so it's 12 bars. Each bar contains 4 beats or 4 beats. So I'm going to count it out for you. I'm going to play through the whole thing without the slide, and then we'll use the slide. Now when I'm in the open position, the open G, I'll be using my index finger on the 2nd string, 2nd fret. And I'm going to count through the 12-bar blues. Here we go. 1, Now let's try this blues riff with the slide. Now remember, when you're using your slide, you're not going in the middle of the fret, you're going directly over the fret itself, like this. Now when you're doing the first part in the open G chord, you can use your finger on the fret, or you can use your slide. And when you use your slide, you're just using the tip of the slide, so you can just touch the middle string right over the 2nd fret, like this. And what I do also to cut down on the noise from your slide, if you have any rattling, is I put my finger behind the string, or behind the slide, on touching the string, so there's no rattle. Try this blues riff with the slide all the way through. Also, when you're going from the 7th fret to the 5th fret back to open, this part, there's a little turnaround you can do on the middle string by doing a hammer-on, which is taking your finger and hammering down on the 3rd fret, 2nd string, and then hitting the top string. Down to the 2nd fret, 1st fret, and then open. And back up to the 7th. It'll go like this. And back to your 12-bar blues. slide is to slide up to the note. If I'm going up to the 5th fret, I don't just start on the 5th fret. I like to slide up to the fret itself. Slide up and back down. Gives it a cool sound. Now once you learn the basics of this 12-bar blues progression and where you go each step, then you can start changing it around, adding things, and make it your own. You can also go from the open string where you hit the 2nd fret here. You can also go up to the 3rd fret here. Fun, my friends. And in a recent video, I played this tune. And after that video, I got some comments and even some emails wanting to know if I would give a lesson on how I played that tune. So that's what we're going to do today. Okay, well the tune starts out with an open bottom G string and an open top G string. I'm doing a downstroke on the bottom string and an upstroke on the top string. First 2 notes. Then I'm going to the 2nd string, hitting it open, and then doing a hammer-on the 3rd fret, 2nd string, then hitting the top string open again, and then the middle string open. So it'll sound like this. Now of course when I'm playing it, I don't let the strings ring out like that. I'm using the palm of my hand right here and palm muting the strings right against the bridge right here. So you get that little thumpy sound. That's the first part of the tune, is this part. Then you go back to the middle string, 3rd fret, and you're going to hit that note. You're going to slide up to the 5th fret, then hit the top string open, then the 2nd string again on the 5th fret, and then slide your finger back down. Then play that string open. So it'll sound like this. And then you're just hitting your bottom E string on the 3rd fret and just doing this. off. So all together, it'll sound like this. I'll play it slow. So here's what we have so far. Make sure on those two notes that you're doing a pull off from 3 on the second string, 3 to open, and then lower G string, 3 to open. I'll do it one more time. Now the next part goes like this. So what I'm doing there is bottom string open, top string open, then doing the middle string, and then the hammer on the 3rd fret. It's actually the same first half of the first part. And instead of doing this part, it's a little different. It goes. Then you go to the bottom string, the bottom string open, do a hammer on, the top string open, second string open, and then go from the 3rd fret to the 5th fret on the bottom string, and do a hammer on here, and then hit the last string open again. Looks confusing, but if you do it a few times, you'll catch it. So the whole thing goes like this. So once you get a little more steady and a little more speed and you mute the strings in the back a little bit, it'll sound a little like this. Now the second little part to this little riff goes like this. Now this part here, I will be muting the strings in the back, and I'm doing a downstroke on all strings, and then a quick upstroke like that. And it's like a 1 and 2 and, 1 and 2 and 3 and. And then I'll do this little hammer on the second string, just like the first part. Second string, 3rd fret, and then hit the top string open, and then the second string open. will do another hammer-on using the second string, but I'll do a hammer-on on these two strings, the second one and the third one, on the 3rd fret. And then I'll hit the top string, 3rd fret, because I'm barring these two strings right here. Top string, then the 2nd string. And then I'm hitting the 2nd string again, 3rd fret, and then sliding up to the 5th fret, and then hitting the last string, 5th fret. You can also use your 3rd finger here as well if you don't want to do the slide part. You could just go. Hi, this is Michael Bianconi from Southern Fire Guitars, and do you like the 12-bar blues as much as I do? Well, then you know that you can play that thing over and over for what seems like hours and keep adding little riffs to your tune and never get tired of it. Why? Because it's so much darn fun. Now let's say you've been playing it for hours and hours and it's time that you end your little song. How do you end it? Well, I have a couple really cool ending riffs for the 12-bar blues. Stick around. Now for this little lesson, I'm going to be using this 3-string cigar box guitar tuned to an open G. Now let's say you've been playing your 12-bar blues tune for a while and now you want to give it a nice little cool little ending part. I'm going to play one round of it and then I'll put the little ending on the song and then I'll show you how I do it. Here's another little ending to the 12-bar blues. Now on this one I'm just going to play the tail end of the song and then add the ending to it. Now I brought the camera a little closer to the guitar so you can see exactly what I'm doing. Now on the 12-bar blues, that last part where it goes from the 7th fret down to the 5th fret, then to the open, that's where I'm going to put the little ending part. So the first one, it's going to be this one here. Is when I'm coming from the 7th fret, 5th fret, then to the open string, I'm going to hammer on with the 2nd string. I'm going to hit it open first, middle string open, and I'm going to hammer down on the 2nd fret. And after I hammer down on the 2nd fret, I'm going to hit the last string open one more time. String open. Then I'm going to take my slide from the 2nd fret to the 4th fret, and then I'm going to play the string open again, like this. So far we got this. Then I'm going to go back to the second fret, or second string, second fret, and I'm going to do this twice. Hit it open, open, second fret, open, second fret. And then I'm going to take my slide on the last string, third fret, and I'm going to slide it down and release it to go, and then go open. So far you got this. Down off of that last little part of the 12-bar blues, this part. That's the first one. Now the second little ending part, coming off of the 12-bar blues, that last section where you go from 7 to 5 to open, this part. Then to open. What I'm doing there is, when I'm going from the 7th to the 5th, then open, I'm hitting the last string open, and then I'm taking my slide on the 12th fret, and then I'm hitting the 12th fret, open, 12th fret, and then open, then the 9th fret, 9th fret on, and then 9th fret open. Then the 7th fret, on the 7th fret, I'm fretting it with the slide, and then open again. So far you got this. Then we're going to slide from the 2nd fret to the 4th fret, then open, then you're going to go back to the 2nd string, 2nd fret, and just hit that note, and then the last string open. So all together you got this. Now when you do hit that last note, if you'd like, you could hit all the strings at once to give it a little more of a fuller sound. So it would go like this. There's one. Hi, this is Michael from Southern Fire Guitars, and in this video we're going to learn a little slide playing on our 3-string cigar box guitar. So if you like hillbillies and rednecks, stick around. Rednecks. That's funny, because the neck is red. I'm going to show you how to play that cool little rhythm there without a pick, just using my fingers on this 3-string cigar box guitar, fretless, and I'm tuned to an open G. I put the camera a little closer so you can kind of see what I'm doing with my fingers and the slide. Let's do the right hand first. What I'm doing with my fingers here, I'm using my thumb on the bottom string, my index finger on the middle string, and my middle finger on the top string like this. So I can kind of pluck them all at the same time. The thumb is more or less like a kind of does the bass. And these two fingers, a lot of times, are just grabbing the strings and pulling them like this. From underneath the string, just pulling them like that. Now in that first part of the little tune, it just goes like this. Now what I'm doing there with the slide, I'm sliding from the 2nd fret to the 3rd fret. Over here, I'm hitting the bass string first, and then doing this with my slide, 2nd to 3rd fret, and using these two fingers to do this. So basically this hand's going. And just remember, when you're using your slide, you have to keep your slide straight with the strings. And what I do is I'll take my index finger and middle finger and drag them behind the slide to kind of mute the strings so there's not a lot of rattle and noise behind the slide. So when you do this, I'm dragging my fingers behind it so it gets a nice clean sound. Now after you do this first part down in the open position down here, then you slide up to the 5th fret. Then you go up to the 7th fret, down to the 5th fret, back to open. There's a nice easy little turnaround you can do when you come off the 7th fret, 5th fret, down back to the open position, this part. Which is just using the top string, and you're starting at the 2nd fret and you're going 2nd fret, 3rd fret, back to the 2nd fret, and then open. Then do the next string, middle string, and then the bottom string. So it'll sound like this. And one more round all the way through.